Ragnar and Mordex,
Now,
two creatures of legend.
I'm looking at the bracket. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Hermisen was the one who knocked 0 into loser's bracket. Waiting for it to load.
3, 2.
And
When you find that out,
yeah,
we're going to go to
it was
Twilight Grove.
Hermisen knocked 0 into the loser's bracket, 2-0. So pretty commanding lead there.
So
and
see if Zero's been able to take the time to
Yep.
adapt. I would say, from what I've seen, that this map favors Zero. Hermisen definitely didn't have too much fun on anything with janky platforms, but we're going to find out pretty soon. Zero definitely working his way up through the bracket to make it this far, and wants to make it further. This rematch is definitely good for him. The downlight comes out, doesn't get anything off of it. Hermisen opening with a very late sidelight after that downlight, just trying to see what happened. As Zero did nothing, just tags on a little bit more damage.
And we saw him do that with Katars earlier. We saw him do neutral light into wait into neutral light so he could get the dodge. Now, by the time iframes were done, he throws out that neutral light and he can hit a 3-hit, a 4-hit string. As long as it's unjumpable, it's functionally true since there's no dodge.
Ooh, good ground pound. Charging that up all the way from the top platform, and Hermisen just didn't think that he was going to go all the way through with it, but he did. Falling nairs over and over again. Zero lands into one of them. Neutral Stick tries to catch Zero as he dodges past the weapon, but Zero cleverly clings to the side of the island. Swallow at the side of the stage, and the ground pound catches Zero on the way
Hermisen
down.
looking dirty right now.
I guess Zero could not dodge in time or wasn't expecting such a fast ground pound, but Hermisen with a really great lead, showing a little bit about why he may have been able to get that 2-0 earlier on. Zero catching with that nair, using the active frames to send him off into the other direction, and the gravity cancel downlight reaching forward and sending him flying. That scythe downlight, so special because, like, similar to guns, if you're too close to your opponent, it's not going to hit.
Yeah.
So you got to space that right. You got to catch him with the tip of the blade.
That's the trade-off for the extended range. Is you don't have that hitbox right in front of you. It's essentially a dead zone, and not a dead zone in the good way where if you hit it, they're dead. But what he utilized there was that active input that Scythe has, where on some of the attacks you can choose the direction to send your opponent. In the case of Downlight here, you can turn your opponent around, send them behind you, or you can utilize what we call the strong Downlight, where it has increased force leading to the kill.
How crazy would that be if Scythe Downlight just had like a black hole that crushes all matter that's like within it?
I'm in.
In that small, it's like a one-frame window.
I'm in.
Where, like,
Put it in the game.
Get like instant death, and you don't get like the knockback. They just disappear and respawn.
They just get compacted and
yeah.
not into diamonds.
Not into that. Compressed Carbon here in Brawlhalla, Winter Champions is out. Nice recovery coming out from Zero. 2 recoveries in a row. Hermisen wants to land on Zero, and Zero is perfectly fine with that because he keeps hitting him with those fists. The neutral connects, and now Hermisen returns with his own vertical option as he hits him with the flames, and that cannot be challenged by any amount of punching.
And I
mean,
think
you can punch fire, but it's not.
he chose to do the neutral signature there because they were both kind of spot dodging one another, and he was going for nairs and dares before, and he expected Zero to do the spot dodge. So by utilizing that neutral signature with the long active frames, more than the nair, more than a jump dare would have had, ooh, Zero's going to take the stock, but the long active frames of that neutral signature is going to last through the dodge.
Weapon toss comes up to switch over to the Scythe, and Hermisen finds himself unarmed, but a favorable weapon spawn coming out from Hermisen, and a good little pivot neutral light comes out. Pulling out those turnaround moves. Ooh, and that jumping gravity cancel neutral light. Just Axe neutral light is so cool, because similarly how I was talking a little bit about, I threw on the word command grab, not quite how it is in Brawlhalla, but it does catch opponents out of their moves, interrupts them, and then finishes the hit. Very good for being able to catch people approaching with light attacks. Hermisen with a nice downline recovery, sending Zero towards the top of the stage. Hermisen in constant control this entire game. Zero is able to bring it back stock after stock, but he's not taking the first one. Nice little neutral light puts him off stage. Ground pound dodged out of the way, and Hermisen waiting patiently for Zero to go into wall slip. Gravity cancel neutral stick does not catch Zero, but these down airs coming out, stopping Zero from picking up a weapon. I'm surprised he didn't go for the weapon pickup. Maybe thought he was going for a mix-up, but Hermisen was just ready for it. But Zero's tagging on damage, slowly but surely. That was weird. That was, maybe he didn't mean to pivot that.
I like the weapon toss that Hermisen did to punish that, though. He knew he was too far away to hit Zero after the whiff, so he did the only thing that he could, which was the weapon toss, and then followed up off the bounce with the unarmed recovery. Ooh, GCD light into the recovery for the kill, and Hermisen's going to take that game. Beautiful.
Very solid win. Back and forth, but it's one of those things, like if we show the stats for that game, okay, we did show the stats for the game, but like if we shown who was taking the first stock each time in the interactions, it was Hermisen 100% of the time. He was taking like, okay, took the stock, return stock, took the stock, return stock, took the stock, and it wasn't like a whoa last minute DBZ clash sending everybody flying thing. It was just he was winning neutral steadily. Zero doing what he did previously and taking his opponent back to Twilight Grove after he lost the game 1. Let's see if he makes the same changes that he did against Cake. Although in this game, Hermisen looked very comfortable here, as opposed to Cake, who was trying to get his bearings still with the new character.
Zero opening up with a nice string. You see him, instead of continuing that pressure, he immediately retreats back, goes to the weapon spawn, trying to keep Hermisen weapon star for as long as he possibly can. It was like 20 seconds until Hermisen was able to pick up his first weapon, and Zero was able to put out some solid damage in that time.
Dodges underneath Zero to get that nice little turnaround down lights. Zero going for that fully charged ground pound like he did earlier. Doesn't connect, but surprisingly doesn't get punished. Nair stopped by Hermisen's own falling there. Ooh. Ground pounds left and right. Ooh, down sig. Bouncing him all over the place in that little quarter of Twilight Grove. Nice side air. Ooh, I love that charge. Slide charge down sig. Give him the howl before trying to get the grab, and it won't quite work out.
Yeah, we see Sandstorm do some nutty stuff like that, especially with the like Scythe side signature, because that increased range. So he'll slide charge that over the edge and try to utilize that max range to send his opponent to that right side or that left side blast zone, even when they're in orange.
Hermisen off the side of the stage. Good little down air. Neutral sig comes out, and Zero trying to find something unarmed here to be able to get this first stock off. Oh no, hits his head twice.
Yeah.
And then the weapon toss finishes off because he had only one movement option left to expend, and it wasn't a dodge. Good little weapon toss finisher from Hermisen here. So similar trend that we saw in game number 1, and this is a big deal because this is a best of 3. This is deciding who gets to do the best of 5s. Zero needs to be able to take this game or else he's out. Nice little nair to get the active frames. Can Hermisen make it back? Absolutely not. Side air waits at the dodge, and Zero knew exactly how many jumps, because when you're set a certain distance away, there's really only one thing you can do to recover, and that's use the full jump each time, diagonal dodge, wait for things to get back, and that's easy for an experienced player to punish.
Both players trying to find the hit here. Spacing out one another really well. Zero's finding the 3-hit, the 4-hit string. Ooh!
Oh, and the recovery actually hits the bottom half of Zero's recovery. Working out in favor of Hermisen a little bit, but Zero has taken a lead. Weapon toss comes out. Nice little falling stare. Hermisen goes in for the recovery. Picks up the guitars, and that down stick does not work out. And that because
Hermisen!
So I really want to highlight how smart Hermisen was about that, because Zero used a gravity cancel down stick, used the dodge. You aren't getting any guitar strings at that rate. Not for another good 4 to 5 seconds, because use that dodge in the air. But Zero looks like he's still going to be trying to take the second stock, and Zero finally turns it around.
You've seen Zero juggle those weapons for just a minute. That is going to delay the weapon spawn just a little bit. Ooh, Hermisen goes immediately for it, makes that beeline, and then dips away. He is still able to get to it. Zero gets the sidelight, doesn't get the recovery, but picks up the nair. Doesn't get the second recovery, but a nice 2 hits going his way.
Neutral light sends Zero towards the Twilight Grove Island. It's not going to KO just yet, and the weapon toss goes a little bit far to the right as Zero hugs the wall hard. Goes to that ground pound follow-up after the neutral light for the hard read. Side air, doesn't connect. Weapon toss puts him up towards the island, and Hermisen just jumping around the platforms. Gets the recovery, not going to get the KO just yet, and this is looking like a game 3 if Hermisen can't take out the stock right now. Zero comes back, down air does not hit the down stick into the platform.
Those are tough.
Would have been the sickest combo, though, being able to use the island to your advantage.
Like, you have to do everything virtually perfect there, because you don't have time to, like, think about the spacing. You just have to go for it and hope that you were close enough to hit it from the beginning when you actually connected on that first hit.
And similar to how we see those, like, pivot ground pounds coming out from, say, Machette earlier, the same thing happens here with Hermisen, but with the downer from the axe to be able to get that edge guard confirmed. Zero now on his last stock. Tournament stock for him, as opposed to Hermisen, who still has another game to work with if he drops this in Twilight Grove. Slide charged it, so he didn't expend a dodge. Good recovery from Hermisen. Both players are neck and neck. Oh, down stick punished there by falling there. Good little down light. Weapon toss comes out from Zero, and he tries to get a dive kick follow, but Zero seems to be finding little. Okay.
JK.
Recovery off that weapon toss into an amazing stream, putting Hermisen to kill percent to where a lot more now will work for Zero. But the down air, weapon toss, he gets the ground pound. Okay, dodges back on the stage. Stairs, Hermisen getting a ton off of that conversion. Side stick gets punished by the stair. Zero goes for the weapon toss, forces out the dodge. Hermisen does not have a dodge. No down air comes out. The side stick being able to use that the properties there from the Side sig not hitting the stage allows him to recover a little bit faster than if it clanked with the bottom of the stage. And the down air puts Zero back into the stage. Okay.
Oh!
No weapon. No weapon for Zero here. Hermisen really wants this 2-0 because if he drops this game, it could be Side sig hits him at the perfect trajectory. Does not hit the island. If he got hit in the island by any other move, he would have lived. That side sig KOing Zero, and he just could not find another weapon. He was spent that entire last stock disarmed.